of doom. It says starting event.
Yep. I see the same thing. Perfect.
Ta-da!
Okay, cool. All right. And of course, we lost all of our people, so hopefully they'll come back on. But anyways, I am Kristen with Gunderson's Bookkeeping, and I have with me Paul with Taking Command. Paul, do you want to go ahead and tell everyone about yourself?
Yeah, thanks so much, Kristen. I'm really excited to be here. We had a little bit of technological hiccup, and I'm really excited to be here. I think it's because the interwebs are not digging the new haircut. I don't know.
I'm not super fond of it either. You just look different.
It's so different. I feel like I'm a recruit in the Marine Corps all over again. So we'll see what Emily says. Emily, do you love my haircut? Be honest. I think she's back here with us. My name is Paul Gowin. I am the CEO and owner of the Take Command project. And I spent 15 years in the United States Marine Corps. During that time, I got to go around the world. Really grateful for those opportunities. And part of those adventures were to go to combat in Afghanistan. While I was there, a lot of stuff got stirred up from trauma when I was a kid and the trauma that I was facing while I was there. Got home, got drunk, got overweight, and got out of the Marine Corps. How you train, and you're so intentional around it. So I really love bringing all of those pieces together for my clients and my students. You and I met, and I'm working with your amazing office of ladies. And I'm really excited to be here today and share some thoughts about how people can take command in these times of chaos with coronavirus, with apocalyptical haircuts, and just how to have more fun while doing it all. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Awesome. Yeah, and I was just showing how mine just totally needs to be redone. Yeah, it is so crazy out there. So Paul, you have been super duper busy with everything. Like, what are you experiencing with people right now? Like, what are they needing help with? Like, what is everyone going through?
It's such a range of opportunities and emotions out there. There are some people that have lost their jobs. There are some people that have lost family members. And so when you take a look at that, first off, you can immediately start having gratitude for your situation. If you've lost family members and you're still alive, I'm not being flippant when I say this. You can have gratitude that you are still alive. Now that comes with some different other emotions: survivor's guilt, remorse, grieving. However, when you can have that perspective of being grateful that you're alive, you already can start moving your life forward. There are some people that their businesses are booming. Zoom, Webinar Jam, like all of these video connection services, they are pretty excited about all the different ways that they can serve. However, that still presents some chaos. In the chaos, people don't know what is next. In that not knowing, that creates a fear reaction. And then how people choose to respond to that fear is what I'm seeing just like broken out across the entire spectrum of the human condition.
Yeah, like that very first, hey, everything's closing down. And that's exactly what I was experiencing. It was probably 4 weeks ago now already, but it's just like, dang it, I cannot do curbside pickup for groceries anymore. Like the next pickup is like over a week out, and I wanted groceries now. And then going to the grocery store and being able to experience, I can't get everything that I'm used to getting. I buy a lot higher end organic or like grass-fed butter, just different things to try to be on the healthier end. And I'm like, I can't get this. Like, it just felt so weird. And immediately, like that, when I was like, holy cow, I just started kind of panicking, and it was stupid over like getting groceries and not having curbside and having to go to the grocery store like inside. I went back to the training that you provided to us just like that Thursday before, and it's Friday now. And it was all on fear and, you know, focusing on the breathing and doing the touchy feely in the down to like being truthful thing. Like that's what helped me get through that little thing. And I'm just like, hey, like this is going to pass. Like there's nothing really that wrong. And,
right.
you know, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be aware that what you're feeling is your experience. And so when you are recognizing what it is that you're saying out loud, when you have the discipline to say the things that are going on in your head out of your mouth, it helps slow your brain down. And when you start recognizing, like, I don't like saying this word. My clients, my students, they know I detest this word. I'm going to share it with you because you can't read my mind. When people start saying should, I just puked a little bit. It's such a toxic word.
Okay.
I shouldn't be feeling this. I should be happier. I should be like satisfied. I should be employed. I should have more customers. The store should be open. People shouldn't be driving. We shouldn't be having this crisis. It's so at a fundamental level, it's just disrespectful. It's disjointed from reality. And when you are shoulding all over yourself and others and the situation, you are doing zero to take command of the only thing you have control over, which is yourself. And should just does not help that out at all. In fact, it's just got very toxic, negative effects. So when you have the courage and you have the discipline like you experienced with, I am feeling stressed out. Why? Because I picked up my curbside groceries. Okay. Perspective will come and put that into a prioritization for you. Having that discipline to say it out loud, feel that, and then work through those feelings, work through the fear. So that way you can understand how to take command and get a foothold for moving your life forward. You've been such a champion for doing that. It's just been so awesome to work with you and your team.
Thanks. Well, we really appreciate you working with us. Like we took a 2-week break, because I believe that was your choice, not ours. But we seriously, like, that's like when, excuse my French, but like shit got real, like in the US. It's just like, I wish that we had Paul like these 2 weeks. So last week was our first week back on with you. Yeah. We have 2 more Thursdays, but I mean, it, having you in our lives, like has been so impactful. And like, going back to that training that you've been teaching us and reminding the girls, hey, to go back to the training, like let's do the breathing exercises and stuff like that. So
absolutely. And what I found was in having post-traumatic stress, for me to go out and be in public 5 years ago was a significant challenge. For me, the most important day out of the year, we just celebrated Easter, and for many people in this country, that is one of the most significant days of the year. For me, I don't have a religious holiday that takes that place as the most important holiday for me. It's Memorial Day, where I get to pause, remember my grandfathers who are vets and they've both died, and think about all of my brothers and sisters who've lost their lives in combat, lost their lives due to them taking their life after combat. That is the most important day out of the year for me. And 5 years ago, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I sat in tears in my vehicle in the driveway, and I could not get out. I could not leave the driveway. Over the course of 3 hours, I was in these waves of different panic attacks and anxiety attacks, because I knew if I went to the Memorial Day parade in Bozeman, Montana, that there were going to be hundreds of people there. And I had all of these like shoulds going off in my head as I look back upon it now. Not any of them, not a one, were helping me get out of that driveway. And then instead of working with what I was feeling, I was fighting it. So in that time span that in the last 5 years, I've quit fighting what I'm feeling, and I've developed these frameworks to work with, well, what am I feeling? What direction do I want to move my life forward? So when COVID hit and everybody's like got this massive anxiety, not everyone, most people, this widespread panic, widespread fear that the toilet paper pirates You know who you are. Instant karma is going to come for you. You're gonna have all the toilet paper in the world, but you're going to run out of food.
Yep.
The toilet paper piracy, ham bean soup that went from $1.65 at the grocery store to it's like $20 on Amazon right now. This fear is something that I've worked through. This fear is something that I've had. And when you can change your training to these steps of how do I take command in this moment, in that decision, in that action, that fear, and you and the gals have like felt this, that fear starts dissipating when you take action, when you take command. And so that's where I have this amazing opportunity, and I believe an obligation to serve because of my journey, because I'm the dude that couldn't leave my driveway for the most important holiday out of the year to commemorate our war dead, my brothers and sisters. And now to where I can go and speak in front of like hundreds, thousands of people, interact with people from around the world because I use the same training that I'm teaching you and your ladies. So yeah, I'm excited to share. Do we want to jump into a little bit of that today?
Yeah, I was going to ask if you wanted to kind of give someone like, hey, this is what you should be doing right now.
No, you should not be doing a damn thing. No, I will not shit on you.
Oh, gotcha. My bad.
And that's the discipline that I'm talking about, and how to have fun with it at the same time is to recognize your language. And so,
but just
right? Yep. So Kristen's having fun with me. She's like poking the bear because part of our training is really in the intentionality of the language. And what I want to do today is just, we can go through, let me think. What do we got? We've got 2 people here. The 2 people joining us live right now, drop a note. Where are you tuning in from? And what I want to know is, let me just see how responsive they are. Is there a delay with EverWebinar or Webinar Jam?
No, it just depends on how soon they want it.
Live?
We are live. Yep.
They're like, hold on. I was like chilling with Netflix and putting this on in the background as well. Let's go through the 3 steps of how to take command in any situation. Oh, we've got Sam here.
Your favorite, Sam I Am.
Sam I Am. What we got? Hockley and Hempstead and Holler? Like, oh, Waller.
Not Holler.
Okay.
Waller.
Let's go through the 3 steps. It's as easy as ABC to take command in the moment.
I've been even with my ABCs. I do them when I wash my hands now.
Do you? Yeah. You gotta do the little song or something, right?
Yeah.
Emily and Sam, give me some compliments on my apocalypse haircut, my Corona cut, my quarantine cut. Give me some love, ladies.
I really care for it. Honest love.
Tell me you can get used to it. It's hilarious because I haven't had hair this short since I went through officer candidate school. Yeah, that was the last time I cut my hair this short. And that wasn't really my choice. Yeah, Sam, I noticed. That's Texas. Yeah, bless your heart. Yeah, that's what's going to come next. Bless your heart. Yeah, I know what that means. I speak a little bit of Texan. All right, let's go through the ABCs of how to take command in times of chaos. Sorry. For those of you watching the replay, I'm watching the chat roll right now. Did my lady cut that for me? Well, she started. She watched a quick 8-minute video on YouTube University, and she's like, "Oh, I got this." And then as I'm sitting in the shower on a little folding stool, and I just see like waves of hair coming off my head, I'm like, "Hey, let me just see the setting got dropped down." She's like, "I don't know how that happened." I'm like, I do. Yeah, this was awesome. So yeah, I had made peace with I'm going to end up shaving my head this morning, and I knew I had this live cast, and yeah, it works out. The great thing is it's going to grow back. It's going to grow back. All right, so let's start off with the ABCs of how to take command in any situation, times of chaos, challenges, triumphs, whatever that is for you. Let's jump in with the A first. Now, there's 2 A's. The first one is awareness. What is going on around you? what is going on inside you. It almost is kind of like a song that I wrote back in the day. With or without you, with and without. No. Too soon on a Wednesday. That awareness is the first piece. And do your best to not add extra language here. So when your kids are acting like little hooligans or little beep, 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 or little, you say that my kids are running around. And you do your best to like withhold all of the other judgmental statements.
Like driving me crazy?
Right, driving me crazy. They're acting like little sheets. They're like, nope.
Say my kids are driving me. No, my kids are running around.
My kids are running around. My kids have cabin fever. My kids are scared. My kids are not acting with the rules set forth. You're going to do your best to like think about how a computer would describe this. And unless you're some like amazing computer programmer, it's probably not going to come back as your child is acting like a little shit. Like let's just be real, right? So use that discipline to use the language to accurately describe what's going on. And when you start peppering in your own perceptions, you quickly lose that accuracy. Because if a kid is being a kid, running around inside the house, I mean, there's adults doing that right now. So you have that discipline to say, well, what's going on around you? And then you also have the discipline to say, well, what's going on inside of me? I'm feeling tension in my shoulders, my stomach. It feels like it's in knots. You might be super excited. You might be in a industry or a business right now where things are extremely busy. You have more opportunities to serve now than ever. And I'm going to speak directly from my experience on this. I am jumping out of bed, like working with the discipline to go through my morning routine, to go through the exercise, to go through the meditation, to go through the different things to set me up for success. Because I'm so excited to get on my website, create these different ways that you can get this free training, coordinate the different opportunities that I have to come and speak and everything else. So I have this inside of me. It's like almost this like frantic energy as soon as I wake up. Having the discipline to say what's going on inside of you is huge. And don't say how you should be acting no, call it. I feel tense. I feel excited. I feel stressed. I feel enthusiastic, whatever that is. So that awareness is what's going on outside of you and what's going on inside of you. And then that brings us to the second A. So this is kind of like as simple as AABC. That second part is to acknowledge what it is that you're scared of. What it is that you're scared of. What am I afraid of? And maybe you have couch lock where you have not moved except to hopefully go use the restroom. And you're stuck with Netflix. You're stuck with YouTube. You're stuck with Amazon Prime. Maybe you have one of those smart TVs that you can make the TV be the internet too. Oh God.
Yeah, I just realized that like a week or two ago when we were decorating Easter cookies, and she was doing a virtual, like showing us how to decorate. I'm like, what's this thing? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's on the TV now. We don't have to look at my cell phone. It's like on the TV.
Yeah. And please know that there are companies like Netflix. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. It's kind of like going into Vegas and thinking that you're going to preserve some sort of discipline inside a casino. The entire experience is engineered against you. The statistical probability of all of the games, the fact that there are no windows in the casino, and then they use daylight lighting to confuse your brain, to stop that melatonin production, free alcohol to impair your judgment as you're dumping your money into the machines. You may have the discipline if you're a professional, what is it called? Like a professional gambler, like a professional poker player. They have very, very, very regimented things in place to keep that in check. But for us mere mortals, we go to Vegas, we're gonna lose. You go to Netflix. Have you noticed that the title cards for different preview things, like you'll look at it and then you'll come back and you look at it at the end and the title card will have changed. It's not like a static YouTube thumbnail. They have a team of people working on what is going to get you to click. That entire experience, whether we're talking about Netflix, Facebook, the Instagram, YouTube, any of these like smart technologies, they're going to learn what gets you to click to keep you engaged. So if you're stuck on the couch and you're feeling, oh, this feels really good. It feels like they really know what I want to watch. Yup, they do. And it's engineered kind of like Vegas. You're not going to be able to break away.
Yeah, and then I noticed that they came up with this is what everyone else is streaming. Here's the top 10 out there right now. It's just like, oh, I kind of want to be with everyone else. What is everyone else watching?
Everyone else looking at? Yeah. Have you ever done that? Like, I'm a mischievous bastard. Like when I went to college at 27, I'm a Marine stationed on a college campus. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. And I would do things like show up to the classroom early or the lecture hall and stand in front of the unlocked door and just stand there. There would be dozens and sometimes like 100-something people lined up behind me. The door was unlocked the whole time. Or you can be that person that just stands on the sidewalk and just and then just play and see how many people are going to show up. Yes, that is part of the human condition. So when you're stuck on the couch, ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Well, I'm afraid of this whole Corona thing. Okay. That dopamine that you're getting from Netflix, from food, from alcohol, pornography, like all of these vices are ways to get dopamine in your system. So when you recognize that you're doing one of these things a lot more often, it's time to put in more controls. And so for me, like Netflix, YouTube, that stuff stays off until later at night. And then I use my phone. It has several alarms. Turn off technology. You got 30 minutes to journal and do your sleep hygiene. Go to bed because I'm going to use this as a tool to help me and not as my master. I'm not going to be enslaved to this technology. So when you are stuck, when you are fighting, domestic violence has exponentially risen in the last month. So when you find yourself, you're being a cantankerous bastard, stop. Your partner, your husband, your wife, your kids, y'all still love each other. You just haven't figured out how to be this close with each other in a very long time, if ever. Mm-hmm. Don't look at it as something that cripples you. Look at it as a challenge. See what you can do to have some fun with it. And when you ask yourself, well, what am I afraid of right now? Go deep. Answer the question out loud. And you'll feel what is that fear. It'll like resound. It'll like zip through your body. Okay. So A, awareness and acknowledge. B, breathing. And this is something that you keyed in on at the beginning of this live cast here. That breathing is so huge. And let's go through this together. Okay. Let's hunch our shoulders over. Let's let our posture just completely suck. And now I want you to just like take these shallow, rapid breaths and feel what your body feels like. Okay, ready? Let's do this. Okay, I think that's enough before I pass out. What? Did you feel anything crazy there?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
What did it feel like?
Oh, well, like one, I wasn't getting enough air, but it was just like, I can't keep on doing this like this.
Right. Sam, Emily, I hope you did that. If you didn't, do it real quick for me. Drop a chat and let me know how you felt. If you're watching this on the replay, put it down below. Kristen's going to tag me or something in the way that I can see this, and I'll respond to your comments. When you do that, when you breathe like that, that is going to create that fear reaction, fight, flight, or freeze. And when we are on our devices and we're hunched over and we're breathing shallowly for these long periods of time, or we're working too long, or we have this tension because of this fear, that is going to really hamper everything that's going on. So we pause and we take command of our breath. So let's do this together. We're going to breathe in for 5. We're going to hold for 5, and we're going to push out for 7. And we've done this a few times now. We're going to breathe in through our nose, and we're going to push out the air. We're going to push the air out through our mouth, like we're exhaling through a soda straw, because coffee straws are worthless. Soda straws, stop drinking soda, and milkshake straw, because it brings all the boys to the yard. Okay, here we go. Let's take a cleansing breath and begin through the nose. 3, 4, 5, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Push it out through the milkshake straw a little bit more. Last count, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Push it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once more, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Push it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Feel much better.
Getting a double thumbs up from you.
Yeah.
And that took, I didn't look at the clock as we started that. That probably took less than a minute, maybe right around a minute.
Yeah.
And so if you are stuck on the couch with Netflix, if you are fighting with your kids or your partner, you have an obligation to your best self, the person that is going to get through this with excellence. You have that minute, take that minute, gain the awareness of what's going on around you, acknowledge what you're afraid of, and then take command of your breath. So that's the A and the B. So now let's go to the C.
Well, can I share something real quick on the B?
Absolutely.
So I don't know, a few months ago, I heard you talking on one of your videos that you do. And I've been doing this for a while now. And about every hour, maybe an hour and a half, I'll go take a break, like go walk the driveway now during this. And I've been doing this before. But you said basically you count to 4, like with your steps. So
yeah.
And then the next 4, you breathe out. And then you breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4. And then I go up to 5, in, 5 out, then 6. I normally can get up to 10, and then I work my way back down, 9, 8, 7, 6. And that, I love doing that when I'm on my walk. So that really helps.
Yeah, and push yourself.
I can get farther than 10?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So right now, my top is 14.
Oh, wow.
And then what I do is I start at 4. So to just teach this for everybody, we start with our left foot because I was a Marine, and that's what foot you start off on. So that's 1. And then your right foot is 2, 3, 4, and you're breathing in that whole time. And what you're not going to do is go. You want to have it be the same rate of speed the entire time. And that's going to really come in handy later when you get way past 4. And then you're going to push the air out for 4 counts. So again, that left foot, in this case, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the left foot is still 1, 2, 3, 4. When you go up to 5, it's a little bit more fun because your left foot starts it and then your right foot starts it on the exhale. But then you start back in on the 6 round. Go all the way up because it's going to change your awareness of what's happening inside of your body. You're going to recognize, oh, I'm walking too fast. Have you hit that yet? Like as you were up at like 9 or 10 steps, I'm walking too fast, or I'm not walking fast enough. Oh, play with this.
Okay.
Play with this because especially as I'm pushing like 13 and 14 counts, I have to find that right rate of speed in which I'm walking that doesn't have my heart rate going too quickly, but still allows me to take a breath without passing out. So play with this. Have some fun.
Okay.
And if this sounds too woo-woo for anybody listening, please know that I am the dude that I made fun of a few years ago when I was living in the opposite of woo-woo-woo. Because the opposite of woo-woo-woo is ow, ow, ow. Denying what I'm feeling, not taking command of me, wanting to criticize the world, criticize my former wife, criticize the Marine Corps. Oh God, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I was a keyboard warrior. Let me tell you how the world really works.
Oh, one of those people that I unfriend or unfollow or whatever, if I don't have to see their comments.
That was me. Yep. Because one of the things that people don't realize is that I gave up so many of my rights to defend yours. I gave up my right to free speech. I gave up my right to bear arms. As ironic as that is, I gave up my right to bear arms because I'm not allowed to just bring a weapon and carry it on a military installation. Mind blown, right? I gave up my right for search and seizure. I gave up my right to remain silent. Like I give up those rights, especially as a military officer. I'm not allowed to speak out against the president or the governor of the state in which I'm stationed in. And there's like several other, I could go to jail. Wow. So I don't have that right to free speech. So when I got out, I'm like, free speech. Here's all the stuff that I've been holding back. All over Facebook. I've gone and like deleted most of those posts. So as I'm telling you these things, as I'm sharing these lessons learned, like I get it that some of this sounds woo-woo. I'm okay with that. Like I've done the manly man things, from going into the Marine Corps to serving in combat to being in a motorcycle club to doing just like these manly man things. And you know what also is manly man? Is being in tune with your emotions. Because when you're in tune with your emotions aren't taking command of you. You are taking command of them. And that doesn't mean repressing them and not feeling them. We are emotional beings. So that means having that courage and that discipline of when and how you choose to express your emotions, not just ignoring them. That's not being a man. So if is that too real on a Wednesday for you?
Good.
So play with the breathing. Super fun. On the way down, I keep going all the way down to 1 counts. And I do it a round of 1 where I'm inhaling and exhaling fully. You only do it 1 round because otherwise your ass is going to pass out on the sidewalk. Don't do that.
Okay.
And then I go back up to 4. So 4 is my baseline. I go up to like 13, 14, go down to 1 and come back to 4. And that usually takes me anywhere from like, I don't know. The last time I did it, I think it takes me about a half a mile.
Okay.
To get through all of that. So yeah, if anybody wants to do that, drop a comment for what you're learning. Quick disclaimer: I'm not your doctor. I'm not an IST. I'm not a physical therapist or sports nutritionist. So talk to the professionals. Make sure that your body and your mind and your nutrition and everything is ready for a technique like that. Because I'm not going to be held accountable for doing my best to give you a technique to take command of your emotions, and then you end up like passing out on the sidewalk. That's on you, not me. So go talk to your doctor. So now we talked about A is awareness and acknowledge. B is your breathing, and we talked about shifting your breathing using that gut breath, inhaling for a set amount of counts, holding your breath, and then you exhale for longer than you inhale. That's the recipe. So as I work with this, I start pushing myself. I start with 5-5-7. I go up to 6-6-8. It kind of sounds like we're talking about ammunition now or guns, right? And I push myself all the way out to like 8-8 and 16.
Wow.
I'm pushing myself to stay in command of my breath. The insight that it provides, especially if I'm being a little negative Ned, a little diva David.
Mormon.
Yeah. It's just like, when I slow things down and I focus on my breath, I recognize, you know what? You were acting like a jerk. Stop. That's not going to help you take command of your life right now, Paul. And these are the things that I say out loud. So if people are like, do you really? Yep, I do. All right. C, you ask yourself this one question, and you can take command of any situation, whether it's challenge or triumph, with this one question. Can I change it? Can I change it? And you get one of 3 answers. Now, we talked about this last week. Do you remember those 3 answers?
Yes, no, and I don't know.
Correct.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, no, and don't know. That's the only options there are. Not, I probably can. Not, I should. Nope. No shoulds. Have the discipline. Wake up. Listen to the word. It's not serving you. All right. So yes, no, don't know. If yes, you're going to create an intention. You're going to create an emotion. You're going to create something that's going to guide your actions, guide your thoughts, guide your language, guide your relationships, guide your business. What is it that you're going to create, Kristen? If yes, I can change it, then you're going to generate what? Do you remember this part? Pop quiz.
Nope, I don't think I do.
Oh no! It looks like tomorrow's training is going to be great. We'll see if the gals can join in here that are watching us live here. Oh, you say it again?
Create courage.
Yeah. What did they text you, or did you find your notes?
No, I have my notebook.
There it is. There it is. Yes, absolutely. You're going to create courage. And because we fall back on our training, you identify 3 actions that create courage for you, that you know create courage. Maybe it's going on a brisk walk. Maybe it's doing some air squats. Maybe it's your power pose. Maybe it's self-affirmation statements. Maybe it's taking some quick breaths. Whatever it is, explore and find those 3 actions that are guaranteed to give you courage. Because that way, if one of them fails, well, you've got a backup. And if that one fails, you've got a backup. And if that one fails, well, you are already in an option creation place and another one will come to you. So if yes, I can change it, you create courage. If no, I can't change this, what are you going to create?
Serenity.
This is why we write in cursive, and you can talk in cursive, especially if you've had a couple beers. It's serenity, that acceptance. Serenity, it's serene. This does not mean you approve of what's happening. It does not mean you condone or you would do it yourself. This means that you are serene. You are not resistant to it. You're accepting it. Not that you would want to have it happen again in the future. And the same thing, you create 3 actions for what you will do if you are in a situation that you cannot change it. And maybe it's you can't change it right now, or you can't change it yet. Like, can I change the fact that there are still toilet paper pirates?
No.
Nope. I can't. So if I put my emotion in, well, if I find somebody that's hoarding toilet paper, I'm going to... No, you're not. Because you've got other things to do. You've got more people to serve. You've got other ways that you can focus your energy. So that's that opportunity to create that serenity. Same thing. You got those 3 actions that are going to guide that serenity. Okay, so we've talked about yes, create courage. No, I can't change it or can't change it yet. Can't change it right now. You generate serenity. What if it's that I don't know? What do you create?
Wisdom. I was confident in that one.
You nailed it. You're like, I found the point in the notes there. You got it. Same thing here. Maybe you're going to call a friend. This isn't one of your girlfriends or one of your boyfriends that are going to help you bitch, moan, whine, complain. These are going to be your friends that are going to challenge you. What are your thoughts? What is your language? What are your actions that's in the direction of your goals, that helps you accomplish your dreams, or creates the clarity to understand how it is that you're acting? This isn't people that are going to be like, let me tell you about Bill. And today he wanted me to shave his head. And then when nope. Don't call them. Don't call them, because you're creating wisdom. Not this other thing. Whatever. What do we call that? What would, instead of wisdom, it'd be like a wine fest. And I'm not talking about like the fermented grape juice either. Right? So you're going to create those 3 actions. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's calling a professional. Maybe you have a coach on your staff. And you can touch base with your coach and just being like, hey, I need some help. I don't know what to do here. And that's okay. saying I don't know. This was a point of contention with me and a lot of my bosses in the Marine Corps. Was I trained my Marines? It is absolutely okay to say I don't know. Now they learned very quickly. I'm probably going to come back at you and say, then go figure it out. Here's some resources. What do you think are some resources? Because I'm not here to be your Google. I'm not here to be your search engine all the time. And so I trained them how to critically think. But in saying I don't know, it does also have that degree of humility. And it keeps you from trying to baffle people with your bullshit. Can we say that? I didn't ask you what the PG rating was on this.
I swore earlier, so I guess it's okay.
That's the key, is having that humility, having that recognition that you don't know, and then you create that wisdom. Now, all of this, if this sounds familiar, it's because it is. It's the Serenity Prayer reverse engineered. So join in if you know the words. If you're watching this on the replay, you probably can hit pause so that way you can like Google it real fast and pull it up there. But here's what it says. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And here's the deal. Like, depending on your faith background, God is typically an omniscient being, which means he's all knowing. He's all powerful and he's all present. That means he's pretty damn busy. He's all busy all the time. So if you can take command of an action to help get that ball rolling in the direction of courage, and you're like, hey, God, I'm taking these actions. Can you give me a little top off on my courage tank here? Can you give me some woo-saw for my serenity? Like, can you help me out with some wisdom? I'm very confident. I'm very confident that that's going to help you. And if God isn't the right word, if Allah is not the right word, or Yahweh is not the right word for you, if it's universe or karma or belief in your ability to figure things out, same thing applies. You can interchange those words. You can interchange those concepts, and I'm not stepping on you dogmatically if that's the case. So by taking action, you're not sitting on the couch being like, God, give me the courage to turn off Netflix here. Just make my thumb move, God. Turn it off. You've got other things to do. You've got other people to serve, including yourself. So those are the ABCs: awareness and acknowledge, breathing, and can I change it? Yes, no, don't know. If yes, create that courage. If no, create that serenity. And if it's I don't know, then create that wisdom.
Awesome. That is a great tip for us. Yeah. Put it to use.
And you've been using it.
Yeah.
What are the results that you're seeing as you've been putting this into practice?
So to share just a teeny weeny little bit, because everything's online now, like all these meetings are online, clients are online, and I don't know if anyone heard, but like 3 weeks ago they came out with all this SBA loan stuff and grant stuff and the PPP and all that. And 2 Fridays ago, so almost 2 Fridays ago, I was completely tired, inundated with everyone coming like, hey, I need this. What do I do? Where do I go? Will it be forgiven? Will it be a loan? It was the same question all day long by a gazillion different people. And I had to go to my coach, not you, Paul, but my coach that I have for me personally. And I'm just like, and we literally, like, I wasn't afraid to go and ask for help. So go ask help, get that trusted source.
Yes.
And we realized that my cup was empty. Like, I've just been pouring and pouring and pouring, giving, that I needed to do something to refill my cup so that I could continue to give out to clients. And I don't know if anyone else is like feeling that way, like they just keep on giving. Like, and maybe it's with giving, helping the kids learn to do their school at home, and being an online teacher, or maybe it's, having to share the internet space with a spouse who's also working from home now, and then the kids who need to have an office space. And it's just you need to take that personal time to refill your cup too. And awareness and acknowledge was the number one thing for me to figure out what the heck that was. And I couldn't get there myself. I mean, I just knew that like it was finally getting to me. So
right.
Yep.
And I love that you're sharing that, because you're such a strong woman. You're such a strong leader. You have a small business. You are leading the members of your team. And it's okay to say, I don't know what to do. It's okay to get help. It's okay that you have another coach. I have 3.
Awesome.
Like, each one has a specific area in which I ask for their assistance, ask for their support, ask for their guidance. I'm your corporate coach, so it wouldn't have make sense to call me up personally, because that's not my role for you. Mm-hmm. You had that discipline to say, I don't know what to do here. I don't like what I'm feeling. You had that awareness. You acknowledged it. Did you take some breaths?
Oh, I've been walking down the driveway every hour on the hour.
Yep. And then you reach that, can I change it? And I don't know how to change it.
Like,
let me call somebody.
Yep. So.
Kristen, you're a rock star. You did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yep.
I love that.
And that's why, like, this week, and I even seen some girlfriends posting some really like, I'm breaking down, and I just reached out to them, and I'm just like, hey, this is what I found. I just talked to my coach the other day, and yeah. And I'm like, there's coaches out there who are willing to give you free 20 minutes, free half an hour right now, because they are feeling so compelled to help. And I'm sorry to say it, but some of them just don't want to take that extra step, even if it's free,
Right, so right.
Having that courage.
It is that courage and the discipline, because if you're couch locked and you don't do something different, you're not going to get a different result.
Yeah. Insanity.
So true. So here's something that I can do, is provide an immediate action plan. So I have a free download that people can go to my website. We'll put it in the show notes down below. Go to it, and if you're live, it's at www.paulgowin.com/IA plan. That's capital I, capital A, capital P, because for some reason that matters. IA plan, and then the LAN part is lowercase. So IA plan, and that will get you that immediate action plan of, can I change it? Yes, no, don't know. And it'll have a space that you can fill that your actions in, and then you print that out. And then in the moments of stress, you don't have to remember like, oh, what am I going to do for serenity? No, just look at the chart. You took the time to do it ahead of time. So look at your resources. It's an open note test. Mm-hmm. Put yourself through the test. Like, you're going to continue to be tested. Are you going to show up prepared? And you have this chance. And then anybody who's watching this, I love Kristen so much. Anybody who's watching this, if you want a 20-minute call with me, just shoot a note in the comments down below, and I will send you the information for how to connect with me on that.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Paul, for doing that. I know you've been working around the clock, just as I have, just you're doing it in a different way than me. You're focused on individuals, where I'm helping businesses. So I just love that we are partnered together, and that you are willing to help people during this time when we need it the most. And I mean, we're all struggling out there. It might be in regards to different things. And it could be that, hey, we lost a job, or I am so dang busy right now because everyone's closed, or, because I have a box business and everyone's shipping everything,
Right.
Either spectrum. But we all need help sometimes. And just that you are that person to talk to is wonderful. And I thank you for jumping on this with me today. So
I loved it. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And that's the big key, is wherever you're at is exactly where you should be. So if you're going to use should, use it in terms of reality check like that. Like, exactly where I'm at is exactly where I should be. Not where you're not displacing it and being disrespectful to yourself or how you're feeling or others. And then take command in the moment. Use that immediate action plan. Use your breath. use your awareness and use your acknowledgement of what's going on inside and around you.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are on the replay where we have the shared out, please let us know where you are and what the best tip out of the day was that you got. And if it was helpful to you, please share this out, because Paul and I are here to help each other, but to help y'all too. And if we can be a resource, that's what we're trying to do right now, is to be a resource and to create value.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And make this apocalyptic haircut go viral. It's so bad. It's good. Just share this around. If nothing else, just it's terrible.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks, Paul.